Speaking of kind of cool, we have a very special guest joining us each and every week, Sheree Clark, and she always has something tasty for us. And no denying that we're enjoying some unseasonably warm weather here in central Iowa right now, Jackie. And we're not going to deny that, but it's going to get cold. We know it's going to get cold, and it's going to happen sooner or later. But, you are someone who eats raw things and vegan things, and that doesn't sound like it's going to stick to your ribs and keep you very hearty and keep you very warm. But is there something that you can do to kind of get that same feeling?
There is, absolutely. And let me also tell you that I will remind you I don't have a tattoo anywhere saying that I only eat raw vegan. So you will see me eating like baked sweet potatoes and things in the wintertime because I need warm foods too. But we can also get our warming feeling from the spices that we use. Think about it. When you eat some hot food and your nose starts to run and you're just like, oh, you got to take your jacket off.
Maybe break into a sweat.
Yes. Take a swig of beer, especially if you were at the game last night. So you can actually do things, eat things that make you feel hot. Well, let's talk about what some of those things are and some of those spices. So I'm going to start you off with a beverage. The beverage is called golden milk.
Golden
milk.
Well,
okay?
I can see where it gets that name.
Yes, it's
golden.
The star of the show is a spice called turmeric. Some people say turmeric. I don't correct anybody. I'll swing both ways too. It's turmeric, whatever you want to call it.
And what is that?
It is a spice that's made from roots, and this is what the actual spice itself before it's dried looks like.
It looks like ginger.
It looks very much like ginger. In fact, I also brought along ginger so you can compare the two. Yeah.
Is it like ginger or?
They're both root spices, and so yes, they are very close. The difference in the way that you can tell, typically in the stores, the turmeric will be smaller. It's got more of an oranger flavor, and the taste to me is a little bit more earthy. Oh, okay. So whatever earthy might mean to another person, and then when you break it open, it's very orange inside, and where the ginger is quite yellow.
Right.
So if you taste that, I'm going to confess that you're drinking store-bought golden milk today. This is something that you can get in a natural food store, but it's really easy to replicate, and I'm going to tell you how. All you do is take a coconut milk and add some turmeric, and then here are the other spices in front that
I can definitely pick out the cinnamon.
There's cinnamon in there. There's a little, actually, when I do mine, I put in some cracked pepper, which helps to make the spices kind of come together. And some people who study Ayurveda will say that it makes it more bioavailable to the body and that type of thing. To me, it adds a little bit of heat. So there's ginger, there's all different kinds of flavors. You can add yours up. Some people put in ghee, which is clarified butter. You could put in coconut. I like some fat in mine. I just really enjoy this. I think it's a really nice flavor. And it's a good thing to transition from coffee with if you wanted to do that.
Really? Because it'll give you the little kick that you need in the morning?
Not caffeine kick, but just kind of the wake me up kind of a thing. So I heat
like a boost.
Exactly. I heat it sometimes.
Are there any benefits to drinking golden milk?
Yeah, well, the big benefits to these root vegetables, especially turmeric and ginger, are that they're anti-inflammatory. And I find that the ginger also opens up my sinuses. You know, when you're having a hard time breathing sometimes in the wintertime, sometimes it's not because you're sick, it's because the air is so dry, it dries out your sinuses and your mucous membranes, so that helps me with that.
How much turmeric do you need to put into?
Very little, good question. And I will remind you or warn you, it stains. So don't be wearing a white outfit and
drinking this, okay, in case you dribble.
It does. And ladies, if you do French manicures, if you juice turmeric, I found out the hard way, and touch the turmeric juice, it doesn't come off your manicure. And so that'll cost you a little bit.
You can feel a little tingle or spice in the back of the throat. I mean, I'm pretty sensitive when it comes to spices, but you can feel a little
and
action going on.
Kind of has the feeling of ginger, like real ginger.
Exactly. Yes, and when you make it yourself, you can adjust that. That's why I really like to make it myself. But here's the thing. If you have to buy all these spices and then you make it and you're like, well, it wasn't that great, that's why I suggest buy it in the store first. If you get the sense that it might be something that you enjoy, then knock yourself out. Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Golden milk. Okay.
Yes. Okay, then I made you a couple of little snacky things. So these are, actually this is going to be my lunch today because I'm so excited about what I made you. The first thing in the bowl, again, would be really appropriate during the really colder weather. And when you taste it, you're going to understand what it is I was trying to...
You're not going to tell us what it is, are you? Okay.
So this is, for if you're having those colder, I need a little comfort food, warm me up.
Yes.
Type situation.
I was trying to...
That's kind of, I thought it was going to taste like.
I was trying to replicate something that you're very familiar with this time of year.
That'd be your chili.
Exactly.
That'd be your
Bingo.
chili.
I must have done it. I
And this
scored.
tastes like chili that you get out of the fridge in the middle of the night, and you say, oh, this is so good.
You could heat it if you chose to. I eat my food room temperature or chilled, and this has been. I made most of this last night. So, but the secret to my chili, which has no meat and no beans, because beans would have to be cooked, and so a raw vegan wouldn't eat beans.
There's no beans in this?
There's no beans in there. No,
Really?
no beans. So what the secret is the meat of the matter is almonds. I know.
Okay.
Are you serious?
I'm completely serious. There's shredded carrots in there, and I'll be honest with you, the next time I make it, rather than shred your carrots, I'll dice them, because I would have more of a chunk that way.
Right.
But I'll own it. I was in a hurry. I was like, well, I bet I can shred them and get away with it. Next time I won't cut that corner.
Actually, it has a really nice texture to it. Like
I
that.
really like it. Here's the thing that I would do with it. I would use it as a dip with chips.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or this is something that a friend of mine suggested, put it in a tortilla and make it into the base of a burrito. So then put other things in it. So whatever else you wanted to dress your burrito with. I love this stuff. Here's the secret ingredients right here in the front. It is the spices. So you can tell, carrots and almonds, and you're going to pass that off as chili? So how do you do that?
Your thickness here, that's just almonds?
It's some pureed almonds.
This is really, you
It has
just
a nice
surprised
kick
us.
to it.
You
So
surprised
we've
us.
got cayenne, cumin, and then of course chili powder, which is the star of the show.
Right.
And then cilantro.
Cilantro on top, fresh cilantro
Yep.
on top.
Wow.
Yeah, so boom.
Good
There you
stuff.
go.
I thought you'd like that. Then I wanted to do something, we love our avocados, and I wanted to do something that would serve as kind of a sandwich. So what I did there was I did a little bit of a spice kind of a riff. There are celery and there's tomato. There's also some chili powder in there. So give that a taste.
So adding your warming spice.
Warming
with the
spices one more time.
chili.
Yep. And the chili actually, not exactly chili powder like what we used with this. I used chipotle chilies.
Wow. And this is beautiful.
Yes. And I love that. I love the just
Yeah, this is more of a
smoky-
side salad here.
Precisely. Yeah, but like ladies, I like that as my lunch, and I might have some like a little salad, a shredded salad or that type of thing. But what I really like about it is that there's a bit of a heat to it. We could make it hotter if we wanted to.
And some crunchiness too.
There's crunchy because there's celery and the onion and so forth.
Okay.
To give it to make the mayo that holds it all together, I used some Thai coconut, which you've seen me do before. That gives it the creamy consistency without adding a lot of fat.
And then you can just dig into the side of the avocado.
Yep, exactly. So there's a million
Sorry, we're not
things.
talking a whole lot because we're eating.
Well, and so don't forget dessert. Now, I didn't make you a dessert today, but
thanks.
but I'm going to share.
Okay.
One of the things that we can do is look for warming spices in things like candy bars. So this is a 70% chocolate, and it has got also some chili powder in it. So that gives you the option of having the heat and also the sweet, which we really
So
love.
that would be hot chocolate.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Oh, we're here all week.
How much
Enjoy
are
the
you
veal.
using, as someone who's not that familiar with using a lot of spice, just because of my taste buds are a little more sensitive, how much would you use if you're making this, quote unquote chili or salad?
What I always start out, I err on the side of the conservative because with chili, cayenne, all of those things, you can always add more.
You can't back it out.
You're kind of screwed
Yep.
if you got it and you threw it in there.
Exactly.
Right. So there's a couple of secrets to it. One is if the ingredient, let's say it calls for a quarter teaspoon, which would be a reasonable amount of cayenne in if you're making let's say a serving for 3 or 4 people.
Okay.
I'll start with 1/8 of a teaspoon and then adjust from there because again, you can't get it out. Another trick, I had to learn this the hard way. Don't measure the cayenne, don't sprinkle the cayenne over the container that you're putting it into, because if you over pour, it's in there.
Guess where it's going.
Yeah, especially if the blades are going, and I've done that. And so it said 1/4 of a teaspoon, and I ended up dumping in like a tablespoon, and then
A little more.
A little too much.
Yeah,
you want to scoop it out from the container if you can.
from the container and then put it over
Right.
into the, yes, exactly.
Try
Just
some.
a little hint. So the chocolate would be something that you would have as a nice little dessert. And you could make that yourself if you're making some chocolate sauce. You can get mole sauce like in a Mexican restaurant. That has some heat to it. So that would be an option. I really like it.
Yeah, this the second one you have here, the second salad kind of sneaks up on you.
It does.
A little bit too, and it's really good.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's amazing when you have a little warmth in your mouth, your whole body just kind of
Exactly.
has that warm feeling.
There you go. And that's how somebody like me that doesn't eat a lot of cooked food or a lot of foods that are, we would consider to be winter fare.
Right.
That's how I stay warm.
And it has the desired effect. That's the desired effect. People that like warm chili and
Yes.
spicy chili, that's what you're looking for. And
Yeah.
you found it right here.
Yes, you knew you ate it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, if people want to know more as I continue to talk with my mouth full, where can they go, Sheree?
They could go to fork-road.com, which would be my website. If you want to reach out to me, you could contact me at info@fork-road.com, and I hope that you do.
Wonderful.
Very good.
Thank you so much.
We're going to
Very
finish this,
tasty.
yes. No question about it. Well done.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You betcha.
Now, if the weather gets cold, we know what we can turn to.
You got it.
Excellent. We'll be right back, folks.
Right
It is 9:22. We're going to finish this, and we'll be right back.